advice out there about how to finish your novel or how to stay motivated while writing, and although I think all of that advice is so helpful and useful, and I needed it too in this journey of writing, when I first said, hey, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to finish this draft and get a book on the page and make this a career, I didn't know where to start. I had literally no idea what I was doing, and scouring the internet didn't give me a lot of help, didn't give me any advice I didn't already know, and so it just felt like bullshit. So today I'm going to give you advice on how to start, where to begin, and how to ease your stress of finally beginning to start writing your novel. So first things first, number one, you have to have an idea. Duh. You can't start writing a novel unless you have an idea for the novel. So if you're not at that point yet, like, leave this video. Come back when you're with one. I can't tell you how to come up with an idea. It's just whatever inspires you. Maybe it's reading, or watching movies and TV shows, or listening to music. I don't know, but find a way to get inspired. Come up with an idea that you are super, super, super passionate about, because you're going to need that passion to finish this project. Then you can actually get down to writing this book. Number two, and this is absolutely the next most essential step once you have an idea for the book, and that is plotting and character creation. I'll put these together because you absolutely have to do them at the same time. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And I've said in a million videos, but I'll say it again, I am not an intense plotter. I think that if you try and write by the seat of your pants, it's either going to involve a much longer editing process than it needs to, or your writing is going to show it when people go to read it. Like, if they're going to be able to tell you wrote that as you were going. So I would suggest plotting something out, like a basic skeleton, so your book doesn't go off the rails or just meander and follow no real plot. Like, have an idea of the beginning, middle, and end at the very least. Maybe have some scenes you're really passionate about seeing in this book planned out ahead of time, and then get to writing them. Or if you are the type to really intensely plot out your book, then go ahead and do that. It's not for me, but if it's for you, I admire you, and I think it's actually way better than how I write. But you also have to create your characters at the same time, because if you don't have fully fleshed out, realized, realistic characters, they are not going to fit into your plot as you go, or your plot is not going to fit with the characters that you have, and your plot is going to get derailed anyway. So you have to do both, and you have to do them before everything else. Number three, and that is world building. If you are not writing fantasy or sci-fi, you can completely skip this step. But if you are going to write fantasy or sci-fi, you've got to do the lead work and world build. I love it, and I know some people absolutely hate it, and if you hate world building and you write a fantasy or sci-fi novel, it shows. If you plop your characters into another world and expect your readers to believe it, you are kidding yourself. So spend the time, do some at least basic world building, and make your readers believe that this world and these characters could actually exist. Number four, and this is such a common start to novels or books that are sci-fi or fantasy, and that is info dumping. I will show up at your house and delete this off your word processor for you if you info dump in the beginning of your book. It is such a boring way to start a book, and no one cares. People care about world building because they care about the characters that exist in that world. Like, yes, worlds are interesting, but they didn't pick it up to try and read a textbook. They want to read about the characters that exist in that world and the actions and the plots that happen in it. So start there. Start with your main character, your protagonists, or with the incident that starts the whole plot going. You can slip in exposition as you go. Don't put it all in the beginning. Nobody's going to read more than a page of your book. Number five, and you're so going to hate this advice, but you have to just put words to page. I'm not going to lie to you. It's absolutely the hardest part. And I can't even tell you how many pages I have just delete on my computer, because when I started writing, I just word vomit. But it works. It gets you starting writing, and in the writing mojo, of writing this novel. And who knows, maybe you'll absolutely love what you wrote, or at least the idea behind what you wrote, and you just have to rewrite it. It doesn't matter if it's good. It doesn't even matter if it's going to stay in your book. It's important to get this stuff down on the page so you start flowing forth and the plot starts coming from you and your characters, and it starts to feel natural and good to you. Because once you get that started, writing the rest of it, it'll come. You might see some advice to help you stay motivated along the way, but it'll come to you. Whatever you write might not be perfect, and it might not even be good. You can fix words on a page, but you can't fix nothing. So that's all I got for you guys today. If these tips were at all helpful, subscribe and leave a like below. Comment your tips for how you finally got yourself starting on writing that novel, and maybe some interesting ways you decided to start the novel other than info dumping. What's your inciting scene? How does that work? Let me know in the comments down below. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!